So today we're going to rebuild the Athletics mostly because of what happened yesterday. 3,000 in attendance for a major league game. That's a lot lower than a lot of minor league teams. And I'm not dogging the fans at all because the Athletics fans deserve better. I've seen the atmosphere that they can put up in postseason games and in normal games. The fans deserve better. It's the owner's fault. Raising ticket prices, trading away the best players. The stadium is a complete mess. That all falls on the owner. So today, let's turn things around. Let's give the fans what they deserve. So we're gonna talk about the team because like the team, it's a mess. It's a mess. That's what it is. It's a mess. Frankie Montas seems to be out the door, so we'll trade him at the deadline. I know the White Sox were looking at him. I believe he wasn't he a White Sox at the beginning of his career? He was. So I know he was looking at potentially being moved to the White Sox, but the Athletics wanted Andrew Vaughn in return. And like, I understand what the Athletics are trying to do, trying to bring in prospects. I know they've got Gunnar Hoagland, they got Ryan Cusick, they got JT Ginn, or Ginn, it might be Ginn. They brought in Shea Langeliers, they brought in Pache. So they're trying to get players in return for their superstars. The issue is they just refuse to spend money and they refuse to put out a team that is, a team that can really compete. Yes, they've made the postseason in the past. Yes, they have been a competitive team, but like this now is just unacceptable. You can't take a team that has been so competitive for the last few years and now, your top player you're sending out is Frankie Montas and Elvis Andrus. Like, come on, you can't do that. You can't do that. You can't raise ticket prices after you completely empty the team out. Like, you completely get rid of your star players. Matt Chapman, Matt Olson. Who else am I missing? I'm missing somebody else. I feel like I'm missing somebody else. Like Ramon Laureano's currently suspended, but he's probably out the door too. So like, I just feel like it's gross what this team's doing. It's gross what the owner's doing. The owner needs to go. Like, that's just kind of how I feel with the Athletics. Like, I feel like the Athletics, if you give them a good stadium, the fans are going to show up. The fans are going to give them the support they deserve if you put out a good team and you get them a good stadium. Looking at this roster, though, it's gross. It's not good. It's bad. It's really bad. Tyler Soderstrom, though. I think Tyler Soderstrom is going to be so good. The dude hits. I don't know if he's going to be a catcher. Maybe he moves to a different position, but that guy mashes. So looking at the rest of the team, there are some question marks for sure. There are some uncertainties. Is Robert Puason really going to be the player that everyone's expecting? Along with a couple others, I'm interested to see what happens. So let's get through this first year. I'll see you guys at the draft. So as we head into this, like, I'm also going to talk about like the roster with the team because like, they acquired what? Brent Honeywell. They picked him up on waivers. Injuries, big issue. AJ Puck, injuries, big issue. Like, basically both their arms are just non-existent anymore, which sucks. Both were promising pitchers. And man, their elbows and just arms in general just kind of turned into jelly, which it sucks, right? And that's kind of the thing with the prospects. Like, you could trade for prospects, but it's a super risky move, right? You give away some of the best players in baseball and Olson, Chapman, you traded away Chris Bassett, you traded away a few others, and then you bring in these prospects where, yeah, they might have the most hype in the world, but it may not pan out, and like, kind of AJ Puck and Brent Honeywell are two examples of prospects who really had the hype there. And now it's like essentially gone because of injuries, or they just don't live up to the hype and they're not as good as what originally thought. So things can happen. And it's sad that teams kind of, like the Athletics would rather just save money because the owners are like that. So let's stop talking about the owners. Let's focus on this rebuild. Let's get these good prospects in. And I don't know who I want here. I'm torn between Costello and Puls. Or maybe, where was that catcher I saw? There was a catcher up here. Was it Cabrera? No, it was Delgado. I don't like any of these guys. I'm gonna go with the starter. I'm gonna go with Puls. Yeah, I'm gonna go with him. Delgado's still here. We don't necessarily need a catching prospect with Langeliers and Soderstrom, but you know what? He's there. We'll take him. And there was a third baseman. I think he got taken, which is super unfortunate because he had absolutely crazy hitting stats. I'm going to actually show you. I think it was this one. Nope, it wasn't him. It was... Okay, so that's our pick. It was this one. Vargas. The power was there. Maybe I should have gone with him instead. He also had really good fielding, but obviously didn't take him. I'm going to go with Cho. We're going to go with him. We've got a third round pick coming up. I don't really know what to do with this pick here because I don't really like any of the players that are left over. I guess we could go Kirby Lewis. Man, that stash is kind of selling me on it. I'm gonna go Bryce Phillips, and if Kirby Lewis is available in the next round, I'll take Kirby Lewis. I'm kind of looking at the list. He is definitely still there. We're gonna take Kirby Lewis and all of his glorious stash from Illinois. Has to be from Southern Illinois, maybe Central Illinois with the facial hair like that. There's no way he's coming from the suburbs and looking like that. It's just no chance. And I'm gonna take Rodney Burke. That's gonna be the last pick. I don't care about the 6th pick. We're gonna hop into it. What do we have? Pretty good draft. Pretty good draft. Pools, 88 potential. Is it Pools? Pules? Ooh, he's from the Netherlands. Oh, it's got to be something funky. Pules? Pools? Pools? Whatever. Either way, we've got Orlando. We've got Delgado with 78 potential. Not the best. Like I said, I wasn't 100% certain on him. That's why I didn't go with him in the first round. Not the greatest to pick. But Cho, 89 potential. Phillips, 82 potential. And 84 potential for the Cowboy, Kirby Lewis. Not a bad draft. All right, let's start clearing house. We're clearing house again. So Laureano, I want gone. Sean Murphy's an interesting one. We've got so many catching prospects that I think I would probably trade him, right? I feel like, man, like, it's tough. It's tough because like he's decent. Maybe one more year, see how things go, see how everybody kind of improves. But Laureano, I want gone. And then pitching wise, I think Frankie Montas is going to go as well. Because I feel like just like a complete change. I don't want to say a complete change of culture, but like a complete change of the team. Like if we're going to start fresh, we're going to start new. Let's do it right. So I think Frankie Montas goes. He's also a free agent fairly soon. So I feel like I don't want to clear house, but I do want to at least get someone that I feel like can help us out. Plus, I am going to spend some money. But like I said, let's start to get like a clean slate. Let's start fresh. Let's start new. And I'm going to go to the Cardinals. I'm going to go to the Cardinals here. And I want their third base prospect, Nolan Gorman, straight up for Frankie Montas. Boom, that's the move. Next up, Laureano. I'm going to send Pache straight into center field. He's my guy moving forward. Laureano, whatever, you know, like let's get something for him. Do I want a pitcher? Do I want a right fielder? I feel like we're kind of lacking on the outfield. So maybe let's just get another outfielder for him. Who's looking for a center fielder? Let's do that. And also a team that is like kind of in, they want a center fielder? No chance. The Astros could use a center fielder. I could send Laureano back to the Astros. I could do that. Yeah. Or anybody else. We've got the Yankees. The Yankees want a center fielder. I am interested. Volpe is Volpe. I'm kind of in. Glaber's not bad either. Glaber at second, and then maybe pick up like a bullpen arm or a starter. I mean, some of these starters end up being pretty good. Like Nestor Cortez has got to be kind of nasty, right? Not great in the majors. I know he's doing really well in real life right now, but I'm trying to see. I'd be kind of interested in Luis Gil or Gil, whichever one it is. I'll trade them Oler, and I'll also give you, is Piscotty a free agent at the end of the year? All right, maybe somebody else. Maybe like Tony Kemp. I'm down. Shake hands, walk away. Thank you for the players. Next up, who else do I want to get rid of that I feel like I'm probably not bringing back? Who could that be? I feel like a lot of these guys become free agents at the end of the year. So I feel like we got something good in return for like what we needed and like who I wanted to get rid of. I feel like we got something good in return for what we needed. That makes no sense. I feel like we've got good players in return for the players that we traded away, and kind of fills the gaps that we had. Like we got a new second baseman, which I think was good. Pache can slide in right at center field now. Yes, outfield a little bare, but like I said, we can spend money. We can improve the team that way. And I feel like we got a good pitcher, a good second baseman, and then Nolan Gorman at third base come next year or the year after. Perfect. That's not bad. Yes, we're terrible. Yes, things aren't going too great. But honestly, I feel like we're about to open up a lot of money. Elvis Andrus is gone. Piscotty's gone. Pinder's gone. Lowry's gone. Vogt's probably gone. We're going to have money to play with. We're going to have money to improve this team. I mean, look at our salaries moving forward. Nobody's on the books. Nobody. We've got money. Let's get to the offseason. 51 and 111 is pretty bad. I didn't expect that bad, but you know what? I told you it was kind of expected. Jose Abreu, MVP. Jacob deGrom, also the MVP. Nelson Cruz in the mix. Huh. Okay. So deGrom's obviously going to win Cy Young if he's winning MVP. Bieber is going to win the Cy Young in the American League. Batting title goes to Abreu. I think this is the best I've ever seen Abreu in franchise because normally he does exactly what he's doing right now and forgets how to play baseball. Ketel Marte on the other side, who Diamondbacks should be wearing red hats. That's something that is incorrect. But, you know, I saw that pop up on Twitter today. I forgot who tweeted that out, but I did see that the Diamondbacks are wearing red hats now, which kind of looks interesting. Kind of catches me off guard. But yeah, there's that. All right, Torkelson and Bettinger are your rookies of the year. There we go. So now looking at the team, honestly, it really comes down to like, do I want to keep anybody? That's really what I'm looking at here. Kolarek, I think we can keep him for another season. He's kind of holding his rating. He's a good lefty to have, and I feel like he'll be okay. Selman, honestly, not bad. Do I expect him to be good next year? No, but I might keep him because I don't know if we're going to be a competing team next year. Diolis Guerra, not bad. AJ Puck, if he can stay healthy, might be good. We'll have to wait and see. Trevino, man, maybe I should have dealt him at the deadline. That's what I'm going to have to say. Caprillion, maybe as a back end of the rotation guy, not terrible. Cole Irving, not too bad either. You know what? I think we've got two like back end of the rotation guys that we can work with. Brent Honeywell, I just don't think is going to pan out. 20 losses on the year is pretty rough. Luis Ill is definitely going to improve, so I'm pretty happy with that. And then back to Caprillion. So looking at the future, we've got Hoagland, Cusick, and JT Ginn, but like, or Ginn, whatever it is. I mean, we still got some years before they start to be players that I have in the picture. So realistically, we need some starting pitching. Lineup wise, I just don't really see us bringing back most of these players. I'd like to get Ironman in the mix a little bit. I kind of like his hitting stats. I think they could be decent. Like as a role guy, maybe a DH, he could help us out. But the rest, I'm not really interested in. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not. Elvis Andrus is not coming back. He was terrible. Chad Pinder potentially as like a bench guy. We'll have to wait and see. But then Seth Brown, kind of the same thing. I think he could be like a good bench guy for us, a DH for us. Gleyber Torres is in the plans for sure. Sean Murphy, I feel like he's a guy that we trade. Just one of those guys. Christian Pache, I need him to develop. I mean, he's always been known for his glove. It just depends on if he can figure out the bat. I have high hopes for him in real life. I think he's going to be a fantastic player. I just don't think he's going to be good in franchise. But I do see him as a future piece for the A's. I think I'm going to keep him for the rebuild. Sheldon Noisy, we'll see. And then Jonah Bride as well. So realistically, we're kind of waiting for the prospects to come up. Logan Davidson, Billy McKinney, no thank you. Lazaro Armenteros, if he can stop striking out, could potentially be a decent player in real life. You've got Langeliers, who I have plans for, but I think Soderstrom's the one guy that I'm really looking forward to. I think this guy's gonna be good. So let's see what we can do. Let's get into the offseason. Let's turn this team around. I don't think it's gonna happen this year, but I do think we can get some pieces. The Dodgers defeat the White Sox in the World Series, and we got a couple players retiring. Okay. All right, I like this. All right, Pinder. I think nobody's coming back. I was gonna say I think maybe Pinder, but no. All right, let's see how much money we really have. Off season. What do we do here? Pitching's a big thing. I'd rather have Honeywell here. Blackburn's out. I'm gonna release him. I don't really see him being a part of the. I mean, he pitched 166 innings and got rocked, so I don't really know if he's a guy that really fits in with the team. Do I plan to compete this year? No, but I'm releasing a lot of players. Like, look at all this. Look at, there's a lot here that might end up being top prospects. I'm also looking at the top prospects for the Athletics. You've got Soderstrom, you've got Shea Langeliers, you've got Zach Geloff, you've got Pache. Nick Allen is another one who I know is in the majors right now. I'm looking at his minors numbers. Max Muncy, you've got Gunnar Hoagland. I mean, there's a couple okay names, but realistically, I'm looking at a lot of these guys and their performances in the minors, and I don't want to say it doesn't look great, but like they could do a little bit. It could do a little bit better, you know, like they could be a little bit better. So my thing is the guys that I'm like kind of excited about. Shea, you've got Soderstrom, you've got Muncy. There's also, well, obviously we got Gorman, Geloff, Zach. We'll call him Zach. We've got Pache, and then Maciel, but I don't see him on the list, so I got to look at his numbers in real life really quick. So let me go take a little gander at what he's been doing in the minors. Not a big power guy. Doesn't hit a lot of home runs, but the on base percentage and average, not terrible. So he could be okay. He's a guy that I'll keep my eye on, and he actually doesn't look too bad. So he might be able to help us out in the outfield as like a platoon guy. So that's kind of what I'm looking at with this team. Now I really need pitching, and I need some offense. We're missing half a lineup, so I need a right fielder, a shortstop, and a DH. I think we can find that, plus some pitching. Plus, we've got quite a bit of money to work with. So rather than me going through every single player that I'm going to offer a contract to, let me show you who I'm going to offer a contract to after I actually go and offer a contract to him. All right, right now I've got Danny Duffy, Eflin, Josh Bell, Robbie Grossman, and Andrew Heaney. Again, I don't expect us to compete this year, so realistically, I'm trying to plug holes and just kind of find out who I like in the organization already. I would like to add something though, like a piece where I'm like, man, that'll really help us out. So, I guess we could afford two bigger signings. I mean, Aaron Judge, man, I don't think we've used him yet. I don't even know if we can get him into the team though. That's the thing. Looking for 26 mil. I'm giving him a full contract. I mean, that still gives us money to work with, about 20 mil. I wouldn't spend it all this year. And then realistically, Danny Duffy's not going to come back after this year. I'd probably deal him at the deadline. Eflin, 1-year deal. If he does well, we bring him back. Or if things aren't going great, we trade him at the deadline. Bell's got a 2-year deal. Robbie Grossman's a 1-year deal. Andrew Heaney's a 1-year deal. So yes, we have all this money invested in these players, but I don't know if we would bring a lot of these guys back after their year expires. So Aaron Judge would be the guy that I'm kind of building the future around with the right field spot. Seth Brown, kind of a question mark still, but we do have Pache in center. So 2 of our 3 outfield spots are locked up. Catcher's going to be locked up because Sean Murphy's probably gone, but Langeliers or Soderstrom's going to take over. So then we have catcher locked up, second base locked up. A little bit of iffiness with the infield. Man, we got a lot of problems with this team. All right, let's just go with what we got right now, and let's see how this plays out. So Gallo goes to the Orioles. Okay. 40-man set. I brought everybody that I wanted to on the 40-man. Arbitration contracts are locked up. Max Muncy to the Rays. Interesting move there. Oh, we got Judge. Danny Duffy's the only one that hasn't signed yet. Oh, okay. Look at that. Look at that offseason. I might start picking up some of these other guys like Tanner Tully, Alex Young, just to kind of get some more depth in the pitching. Just because I said I might end up trading some players away. So that way we at least have some players we can call up once we trade away some of our better players in case things don't go great. So let me lock up some more players, and then I'll see you guys for season 2. All right, so Willie Adames is going to come to the Athletics for Sean Murphy straight up. That's the move, and that actually gets us a shortstop. I was actually looking for that. I did sign IKF, but he can be a backup. He can be a backup. So with that move, that means Shea is going to take over at not second base, but catcher. Our second baseman is going to be Glaber, obviously. And then our team's, the lineup, don't worry about the order of the lineup. I'm going to change that. But this is currently what I think is our best lineup. And I think it looks decent. It looks a huge improvement compared to last year. A lot of new faces, but I like it. I think it's pretty decent. I think this is pretty solid. You know what? Like I said, 90% of the lineup's different, but yeah. Pitching, we've got Caprillion, Eflin, Irvin, Gil, and then Drew Smiley came in. I missed out on Danny Duffy. He went to the Cubs instead. And then this is currently what our bullpen looks like. Bullpen looks the same besides Robles, and then Honeywell's going to be here. I'm going to give him a shot. He's probably going to be bad, but we'll be fine. I need to sign a lot of players to fill out the roster, but guys, I've got my eye on. We did sign Alex Young. I missed out on Tanner Tooney. I think he actually got picked up in the Rule 5 draft by another team. We've got some prospects. I like the looks of them. I'm going to clean up our farm system a little bit. It does look like a mess, but do we have 26 guys on the roster? All right, let me just give you an idea of what we're looking like in the farm system right now. So Foles will be over here. I signed Lakins because he's always really good. He just is. He's a really good reliever for like 2-3 seasons. So I think that'll be a move that I use. Let's do that. Or like he'll probably come up next year just to help us out a little bit. He's just kind of solid. He's nothing spectacular, but he's solid. But like now looking at our farm system, we've got Cusick, we've got Pools, we've got Hoagland as well. So those are pretty solid. And then down here we've got JT Ginn, and that's really about it. But the lineup, Soderstrom, we've got Zach here, we've got Gorman now, Armenteros potentially. I think we've got like even Logan Davidson I'm kind of in on as well. So we've got some decent players to look forward to in AA. We've got Muncy, possibly Poisson, possibly. We'll have to wait and see how that all pans out. But I'm liking some of these players that we've got. I'm feeling pretty optimistic about the team. Like I said, DH and everything, the order of the lineup, it's going to change. But this is kind of what I'm looking like for now. So we'll see how the season goes. All right, so we have the first pick. We got to make it count. Johnny looks pretty okay. So there's that. It looks okay. It looks kind of okay. Let's see what else we got. Jack looks pretty good. I kind of like that. What else we got here? A third baseman, Cabrera. We've got a third baseman, Darius Kaminsky. Could be decent. What are my scouts doing? Are there just no blue chip prospects? Really? 2? Wait. 1, 2. Only 4 in the entire draft? Only 4 in the entire draft? Really? What? All right, whoever my scouts are, we're getting fired because this is unacceptable. That's it. That's all you could find me throughout the entire draft. We've got the #1 pick, and I've got to go out here and I've got to guess more so than normal. Are we serious right now? That's not good. That's not good at all. Do we have anybody that's green scouted that looks decent? Kaminsky. That's it. Oh boy. Wow, we're in trouble. Do I go Jack McHenry? Gross. I don't like the way that's spelled. All right, let's see what we got going on here. Any of these guys look decent? Well, the pitcher of course does. The pitcher, the closing pitcher always does. Darius Kaminsky looks decent, but I don't think it's good enough. Right field, 55 potential. I think I'm out. He does look pretty good though, but like it looks like he's reached his potential. Calvin Price could be decent. I just don't know if he's worth a #1 pick. That's the thing. And you look at the rest of the guys, I guess Shepard looks okay, but like his potential doesn't, it kind of looks like he's reaching his potential. So like I'm kind of like Gary Katimer again, kind of looks like he's close to his potential also. So we're not looking too promising at all. I think Jack McHenry is probably the best pick available. Maybe Louis Warner. Do I say, you know what? Let's completely guess and go with a random pick. But again, look at like the difference between his potential and his current overall really isn't that different. You know what I mean? Like they're like almost the same rating. Oh man, this is bad. This is bad. I feel like we go with McHenry. I mean, there's a little bit of difference there. I guess that's the move. I don't really like where we're at. Like Kaminsky looks decent too. The first baseman looks decent. What was his name? Louis Warner. Do I take a shot with Louis Warner or do I go McHenry? That's kind of where I'm torn right now. The first baseman or the third baseman. If Warner's there next pick, I'm gonna go with him. Let's go with, what is he, a right fielder? I guess we go with McHenry. I don't feel good about it though. I'm gonna take Tom Foley based on his hitting stats. They look pretty good. The first baseman went 14th overall, so I think I messed up. I think he's gonna be pretty good. I think that might have been the move I should have went with. Castillo looks pretty good. Who else? Man, now I'm kind of feeling like, man, we really should have went with that first baseman because we also kind of needed a first baseman. Like I'm gonna take Ordonez here. I'm gonna take a shot on him at the third pick in the third round. And then I think I'm probably going to do one more. And then after this, I'm going to fire every single scout that we have. And I'm going to move forward with this rebuild. Ooh, man, let's just Peter Long. Let's do it. All right, let's go see the Rockies because that's who went with that pick. I'm going to go to the Rockies immediately. Ooh, 89 potential, 75 overall. Oh, boy. And he looks good. And the fielding, man. I should have known. Oh, why did I second guess myself? What do we have? 64 overall, 86 potential. It's not bad. It's not bad. But the other guy is definitely better. Tom Foley was a good second pick. I mean, the contact and the vision for both these guys looks good. Like, they're going to be good hitters. It's just everything else sucks. Ordonez is fantastic. You know, our last guy, Jimmy Champion by the CPU, that was a great pickup by him. But, like, man, that is so... Oh, that's so disappointing that I didn't get that first baseman because we kind of do need one. All right, so the Brewers offered me this deal. IKF, who's been a bench bat for us. He's had 180 at-bats. Nothing too crazy. Kind of living up to what he did last year. For Joey Weimer, who I think is a top prospect in the Brewers organization currently, but not having the craziest of years in AAA, but more potential for the future. He's younger, and honestly, I'm not bringing back IKF. I might as well take this deal. As we approach the deadline, we're 43 and 65, so already better than what we were last year. We're still pretty bad, and now I'm kind of looking to see where we're sitting with this team. I don't think Zach Eflin improves too much more. I'd be interested to maybe give him another year deal. But then I'm looking at the rest of my pitchers going, wow, not great, right? Like, that's pretty bad. Honeywell's not terrible. The bullpen as a whole, pretty decent, right? Like, for the most part, pretty decent. And then lineup wise, we've got some, yeah, we've got some yes, we've got some goods. We've also got some, like, you know, we're kind of all over the place with the way players are performing. And so I'm kind of like, man, we should probably get rid of some of these guys while we can. One of those guys being, I don't even know, to be honest, maybe Seth Brown. I don't expect him to get much better. Might as well try to take somebody while I can. And then also pitching wise, I think Trevino, I'm not going to bring him back. Let me see if I can get something for him. Do I trade Eflin? Maybe. What's on the block? What's available? Ooh. Do I have something that they want that would make this deal possible? Do I? I don't think so. So it doesn't look possible. Okay. Who else could I get? I mean, Tyrone Taylor's only played, I guess, 66 games. How many games have we played? 104. Danny Duffy. Could have had him. He didn't want to join me, though. Akil Baddoo. How are we looking? What if I took your teammate, Akil Baddoo? What if I took your teammate? I'm kind of intrigued there. What if I take your teammate, Tigers? Austin Meadows. Arbitration for 1 more year. They're kind of having similar years. Oh, what do I do here? Do I take Akil Baddoo and, like, let him grow into the team? That would sort the outfield. Baddoo, Pache, Judge. And I wouldn't have to worry about it going forward. And I could spend the money on the infield. I might take Akil Baddoo. Do they want... Let's see if I can just, like, go Seth Brown. I can. Oh, yes. We can have Saul Smith. Deal. Akil Baddoo's in the team. There we go. I like that. I like that a lot. And who else was doing really bad? I mean, everybody. How's Gorman doing in AAA? Shaky year. I mean, he's still improving though, so, like, I'm not trying to rush it. So that's not bad. Max Muncy's looking pretty good. I signed this guy. I don't expect him to do well, so, like, I'm just gonna keep him in the farm system. Kind of needed to sign somebody anyway. And Trevino. Let's just get a reliever. There's got to be somebody out there that I can get for future. Joe Jimenez. I mean, sure. We're just stealing everybody from the Tigers. Holy cow. There it is. I get 2 players for the Tigers that I feel like is going to help us out for the future. And I'm still kind of torn on Zach Eflin, though. Is it worth trying to bring him back for, like, another year? How much does he want for a year? Or maybe, like, just 1 year? Can you sign 11? Need a longer deal? I can't do it. I can't. Actually, yeah, I can. We'll go like that. We'll bump it down a little bit. See if you take that. No, 24 mil, 2-year club option. What about 25 mil? 25 mil seems pretty good. Okay, I can work with that. Oh, Glaber's a free agent too. How much does Glaber want? 3 years, 9 mil. What about 4 years, 9 mil? Deal. Okay, that's actually a pretty good deal. Adames, 1 more year of arbitration. Let's see how he does, because he's not filling me with too much confidence. But I feel like, for the most part, we're looking a lot better. Badu slots in left field. That's not bad. And then who else did I get rid of? What is this? Shorts? No. What am I missing? Third baseman. We'll just throw Ironman in for the time being. I guess I could call up somebody. Who? Maybe. I don't know. I don't know who I'm gonna call up. Let's see here. Let's just sign somebody. Who's chilling here? Josh Harrison. Do I bring him back? You know what? Josh Harrison. Yeah. 1 year. Pay him this money. Get him into the team. He can play third base for us for the rest of the season. We're not good anyways. So like, there. He's a little bench bat for us moving forward. And that should do it. I mean, yeah, we're good. Yeah, I think that's it. Let's leave it there. That's our deadline. All right, 65 and 97. Yeah. Kind of, yeah. Let's take a look at awards. Let's see what we got going on here. Vladdy MVP, along with Freddie Freeman. DeGrom back-to-back Cy Young, along with Shane Bieber, who also is back-to-back Cy Young. Mendon and Freeman are your batting title winners. And then we've got Gallegos with his second reliever of the year. Michael Massey is your rookie of the year, along with Buddy Kennedy of the Diamondbacks. Okay. All right, let's go take a look at our team. Gunnar Hoagland got called up. Didn't really do much. Who got sent down? Honeywell. I mean, he improved, but not much. You know what I mean? Like, he's clearly still like kind of bad. We did have some players start to develop though, so that's good to see. And what else do we got going on here? Pruitt was chilling in our farm system last year. Came up. Andrew Heaney chilling in our farms, our bullpen the whole time. And to be honest, I kind of liked him here. Yeah, I could have made him a starter, but like, would it really have improved our team that much more? With his stamina too, he probably wouldn't have been fantastic. Honestly, as a reliever, he's kind of nasty. I'm not gonna lie, I didn't realize that I had him in this spot. I thought, you know who I thought he was? I thought he was Kolarek this whole time because I saw the lefty, and in my mind I go, yeah, we have Kolarek there. And I didn't even put it together that Heaney went into this spot instead of the starting rotation. I was so set on signing Danny Duffy to fill out the rotation that I completely forgot that I offered Andrew Heaney a contract. And to be honest, it actually worked out well though. So I don't hate it, right? Like I feel like it worked out pretty well. And the fact that I missed that, complete oversight on my part. But speaking of Kolarek, there it is. Pretty good season. Robles, not great. Guerra, not actually pretty good. I'm looking at his numbers now, pretty good. I was looking at his numbers right here. I was like, not bad, but yeah, definitely really good. I don't know if he'll improve much more, but not terrible. Jimenez, obviously a new addition for us, pretty good. And then AJ Puck there. So I'm thinking maybe we bring back Heaney again. So looking at our starters here, we got Smiley. Man, that is not good. That is not good at all. Cole Irvin, pretty solid. Same thing with Eflin. And then Caprillion was okay. Like I said, he's probably going to be towards the bottom of the rotation, but those are still really solid numbers. And then back to Smiley. So what I'm thinking is we're lacking an ace. Outside of that, I'm pretty happy with it. I think everyone moves down a spot. Maybe Eflin jumps up to the 2 spot. Caprillion in the 3, Irving in the 4, Ill in the 5, or maybe flip these 2. But either way, we've got 4 pitchers where I'm okay with. And then maybe there's like Hoagland. Hoagland's not ready yet. He's going to get shelled. So yeah, I need an ace. That's the takeaway. And then offensively, it looks like Shea got sent down, which makes sense. His hitting stats are terrible. But I'm sticking with him. I have faith. He's going to do something crazy. And it's going to be worth the wait. It's going to be worth the wait. Looking at the team off the bench, Austin Allen's proven to be a pretty good bench bat. And outside of that, it's like, Grossman, back with the Oakland Athletics for a season. Wasn't as good as his previous years. Willy Adames, what is going on here? Yikes. Aaron Judge was fantastic. Love the addition. Kill Badu, he'll improve, so I'm fine with that. Josh Bell, not terrible, not great. Gave him a 2-year deal. It's whatever. You know, Gleyber Torres is fantastic, 35 home runs. Ironman, I mean, we'll see. We'll see what happens. And then Shea Langeliers was like kind of like, overall, we're still missing a lot of pieces. Like the team is not bad. It's just not good. Like we're kind of in the middle, and that's kind of what I expect, right? You know, it's just not where I want it to be. I definitely want us to improve. We'll have the money to do it. So let's see here. I didn't use him at all. We could use him as a reliever. We could use him as a long reliever. I'm going to pick him up. It's $1 million. And I think maybe one more year for Andrew Heaney if I can get him. $5 million though. I just picked up Alex Young, who has very similar stats, right? Let's see here. Heaney's in the 60s. Young's a little bit lower, but not much. I'm worried that he's going to fall off though. That's what I'm worried about. So I might pass on everybody here. Yeah. Also, we have 70 mils, so I gotta be a little smart with the money. Gotta be a little bit smart. So let me add these guys and let's see how much money we really have. Offensively, I still have some questions, but a DH potentially, maybe another infielder, like a third baseman. I have a cheap option on my mind. I definitely want an ace. I have one already in mind as well, and then some bullpen. But I feel like we might be okay because we have Kirby Lewis, who looks like he's gonna be fantastic. We also do have a couple others who are progressing pretty quickly. Most bullpen options I'm noticing are pretty cheap this year, and I feel like we can get some pretty decent ones available. This is where things become difficult because like we don't have the biggest budget compared to some other teams, and on top of that, I have spent some money, right? You know, like Judge, Eflin potentially, you know, Gleyber signed, but like Josh Bell could leave this year or next year, and even then we're still not rocking with the biggest budget. So I got to figure out what I want to do with this team. I do have an offer for Giolito. I do have an offer for Candelario just because he's a guy that is cheaper and can help us out a little bit in terms of offense. You know, the numbers are there. They're not terrible, but I think they could really help us out. I looked at Mondesi because he's actually pretty comparable to Candelario. It's just at E potential, 89 overall. I don't expect him to improve too much more. And I could spend money elsewhere. It's just I just don't like any of the options. And I feel like maybe we just don't go for him and spend the money on pitching instead. So Giolito is my main option. I think I'm going to spend it on bullpen. No Candelario, bullpen. That's my plan this offseason. I'll see you guys for the next year. All right, 2024, and the team looks a little bit better. Obviously, Giolito came in, Eflin, Caprillion, Irvin, and Gil. And then you got Gunnar Hoagland here. Bullpen brought in Dylan Floro on a 2-year deal, $8 million. Kind of regretting that now. Kind of wish I only did one. Lakins got called up. Guerra's already been here. I got Eric Swanson out of the Rule 5 draft, and his attributes look kind of sick. Gonna give him a shot. So then there's that. Jimenez brought in Jordan Hicks. We've seen that he's actually pretty solid as a closer. I gave him a 3-year deal because he's been struggling the past couple of years. So I thought, ooh, this might be the perfect chance to get a closer for the future for cheap. And because I'm a little bit tight on money, it kind of worked out perfectly. I take a look at our lineup now. You know, we're going to have some of the younger guys start to come up through the farm system, into the bench, into the lineup. And then Hunter Renfroe was sitting there in free agency, and I was like, you know what? He's hit 30 home runs for the last 2 years. I could pick him up for $8 million. He can be a DH. He can start. Honestly, I'm in. Josh Bell's a guy that I might try to like either move him to the bench or trade him because I feel like we really need a first baseman. Kind of lacking that. And also some questions at third base. It might just be time to throw in Nolan Gorman because he's super comparable in hitting stats. And like, I mean, if you're looking at it, honestly, Nolan Gorman probably is the right move right now. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to move Ironman to the bench. I think Kevin Smith maybe gets packaged with Josh Smith for a first baseman. Let's do that. Okay, Spencer Torkelson to the Athletics. No brainer. We get him for Kevin Smith, Josh Bell, and Armenteros. Didn't even have to get rid of Ironman. I think off the bench, Ironman could be pretty decent for us. There we go. Yeah. So when we look at the lineup now, like I said, Renfroe's in, Torkelson at first, Gorman at third. I think that's it. And then I'm going to show you the farm system. We've got a couple guys here. Well, honestly, I got to let Gunnar Hoagland develop a little bit more. I think one of these two is probably a little bit better. I think, what about... who do I go with? It's gonna be one of these two. I think we go. Let's go him. It's Adam. We'll probably switch it if it goes poorly, which it probably will. Our bullpen's kind of weak. We do have Kirby Lewis. Probably going to be a late call up, but at 19, I think he's the guy. This guy's going to get called up very, very soon. He's been playing first base in real life as well. So I might make first base as a secondary as an option. First base here for us looks kind of weak. We've got Max Muncy, who I think could get called up either late this year or next year. We've got Zach, who I think is getting close as well, kind of similar to where Muncy is in terms of development. This guy's got really good hitting stats, and I think I'm going to call him up in case we ever need a bat, because he looks pretty decent hitting wise, and he can play first too. We've got Robert, who's again kind of similar to where Muncy and Zach are in terms of attributes. And then Logan Davidson got called up just because he's 26. Let's give him a shot, see how he does. And I think that's it. Oh, McHenry, I moved him from right to left. That's really about it. The speed's there too. I do need to make him just outfield as a secondary rather than center. Just center? Oh, you can play all across the outfield. And I think that's it. We do still have Joey Weimer. And yeah, that's really about it. I think that's the team. The team's looking good. We're putting together a pretty solid team. I like it. This is good. Budget a little tight, but I think once we get into the regular season, it'll bump up even more. It should bump up. Yeah, 9 mil. We're good. And we've got 2 big contracts. Zach Alfred for another year. Torres for another year. Floro for another year. And then Renfroe and Adames become free agents. And to be honest, I'm not really sold on Adames right now. I might go out and trade him at the deadline for somebody else, depending on how things go. So there's that. Either way, I think we're good, because I think everybody's like arbitration or locked up for the future. So I'm not too worried about contracts moving forward. That's the team. I'm feeling good about this one. All right, so the Brewers continue to offer me like really good trades. They initially offered me DJ Stewart and I turned it down, but this time they offered me Aaron Ashby, and he actually looks pretty solid as a lefty arm in the bullpen. Last year struggled a little bit, but this year 5 innings pitched, but still kind of looks decent. They want Dylan Floro, who's actually gone down in potential and is starting to regress and not having a good year. So they're willing to give me a little bit of an improvement on pitching. I'm in. I'm going to the Rays. I'm giving them Eflin and Dodson for Shane Baz. Eflin starting to regress, actually. I want him on the team. And that's my only move at the deadline, because we're a half game out of the division, and also in the wild card, we actually hold the wild card spot, half a game up on the Mariners and the Tigers. So I think we're good. I don't want to make any changes. Even Willy Adames is looking to, potential went down on Willy Adames. Man, but he's starting to heat up a little bit, which means he probably still gonna hit like 88, 89 overall. How much does he want for an extension? That's kind of important. About 11 mil. Honestly, that's not too bad. That's really not. What if I backload it so it helps us out a little bit earlier, like in the next couple years? 11 mil really isn't that bad. I'm in on it. Let's do it. Let's finish off the season. Won the division 92-71. Tiebreaker, actually. We beat the Houston Astros 4-3 on the last day of the season. I guess it would be the day after the last day, because we still had a tiebreaker. Or is that the last day? It doesn't matter. Anyways, you can see the playoff picture. Atlanta versus the Dodgers in the NLDS. League leaders. Giolito. We haven't had a league leader in a while in a rebuild. And then awards a Cy Young for Giolito. So that signing has already paid off. Devers with the Royals. Okay, so Vlad is back-to-back MVPs. Pete Alonso. A lot of times I'm seeing Pete, Freddie Freeman winning MVP, which is cool. I just wish it would shake up a little bit from time to time. Brandon Woodruff, Giolito, obviously, are Cy Young winners. Batting title goes to Vlad and Cronenworth. Edwin Diaz is the reliever of the year. Diego Castillo on the other side. Dustin Harris, first baseman. Oh, who was he with originally? Because I don't think it is the Rangers. It's somebody else. Who is Dustin Harris a part of? What organization is he a part of? Because I saw the name. I know the name. Who is he part of? Is he part of the Athletics organization? Oh, he is part of the Rangers organization. It looks pretty good. It looks pretty good. And let me guess. Let me take a look at his numbers. I mean, honestly, his minor league numbers are kind of nasty. Like, he actually looks pretty good. But on the other side is Mackenzie Gore as rookie of the year. Did we have any rookies this year in our lineup? I don't think so. Either way. Whoa. Okay, so this got changed up a little bit. Let's just put Guerra right here for now, because it's actually supposed to be what? Ginn? Not a bad year. I don't hate that decision that we made. That's a respectable season, and definitely one of these guys is again going to be in the long relief role. I think it fits us best. And then we still have Orlando here, who probably could be a little long reliever as well based on his stamina. That's the word I'm looking for. So Guerra got sent down struggled. Ashby came in, kind of gave us something similar to what we already had. He only pitched 23 innings though, so it's kind of hard to judge him on that. Lakins is good. Kirby Lewis came in, got absolutely shelled, so you hate to see that, but he's 19 years old with 81 overall. It's kind of crazy. Eric Swanson sucked, and Jimenez in the setup role was fantastic, and Jordan Hicks, decent. Overall went down. That's actually not what I was hoping for. Overall went down too. What you want to see, man, not what you want to see. So our Cy Young winner in Giolito, Shane Baz in the 2 spot, Caprillion right there, solid. Irvin and Hill improved, so that's good to see. Majority of the year he was holding like a high 3 ERA, like a 3.7, 3.8, so it looks like he cooled off towards the end of the year. But to see improvements, that's a good sign. That's a good sign for sure. And like I said, we've got guys waiting for their opportunity, so I think we'll be okay. Plus we have long relievers, things will be all right. Lineup wise, what changed here? Gorman got sent down. I mean, I see why, but like we'll get him back into the team for sure. Like there's no reason not to give him another shot. He's been pretty solid for us, and that should be it. Ironman off the bench, Sierra off the bench, kind of nice though. And Rodriguez got called up, backup catcher. Okay, Austin Allen, backup catcher. Logan Davidson, and Maciel, how did he do? Pretty bad. All right, Badu. There we go. That's what I'm looking for from Badu. Those are good numbers. I like to see those numbers. Willie Adames improved like crazy. So even though the potential went down, numbers went up. Fantastic. Aaron Judge killed it. Renfro, kind of what I was expecting. So like I'm not too surprised or disappointed by those numbers, but I probably won't bring him back. Torkelson, great. Love it. Love that we were able to pick him up for cheap because he was coming off of a quiet season. Glaber still putting up really good numbers, plus 35 home runs. And then Shea is probably going to get booted to the bench for Soderstrom. Shea, though, improved a lot. 20 home runs. I will take that. What's his attributes up to? Okay. I like seeing that. Okay, so now this is Gorman's spot, so I got to fix that. So send down the extra catcher, call up Gorman, and somebody else got sent down. Was it? Oh, who else got sent down? All right, we'll send him down for now because someone on the bench got sent down, I believe, right? Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe not. Davidson, Gorman, Ironman, Glaber, Torkelson. Actually, no, that's right. Yeah, that's right. Okay, so pitching wise, now we got to clean this up a little bit. Guerra needs to go down. But who do we call up? Yes, Ginn. Ginn was good. And then Guerra goes down. I don't think I can call up anybody else besides like Puck. So I'm going to leave it as is. Our first playoff appearance in a few years. Let's see how it goes. This should be Gorman. Oh, not Ironman, Gorman. And let's keep rocking with it. You know, like if we lose, we lose. If we win, great. You know what I mean? Like that's solid. Gorman in the DH spot. No. Let's go with Sierra. He hits lefties all right. It's kind of got that reverse split. We'll go with that. All right. Playoffs versus the Blue Jays. Like this is going to be a tough matchup, but if we can do anything, okay, never mind. Don't worry about what I was going to say. It doesn't matter. We got eliminated. We only scored 3 runs. Good Lord. And we allowed 20. Okay. We got a lot of work to do. Good God. All right. Next up, what do we got to do? Renfro's gone. Jimenez. Oh yeah, we're bringing him back. He's probably going to want a little bit. I'll give him the player option. Hopefully that entices him to come back. Caprillion, I'm afraid is going to start to fall off. What's the option? 2.6 mil deal. Lakins, come back to the team. And Honeywell, bring him back because it's only $1 mil. Puck, we'll bring him back because it's going to be super cheap. And then everybody else, we've kind of sorted out what we want to do there. So did Jimenez sign? He did not. Okay, so we got to keep that in mind. But we're going to be tight on money. I already know we are. Like 50 mil, probably like half to 2/3 is going to be an arbitration and contract. So maybe a pitching signing. I think that's probably the best bet. So let's see what we can do. All right. 7th ranked. We're like really well-rounded. This is probably one of the more well-rounded teams I've had. The defense, the speed, the hitting, the pitching, everything is where I need it to be. This is our year. Giolito, Baz, Caprillion, Irving, Gil. I definitely think, or Gil, whatever you want to say, is the Dominican. I would assume it's Gil, something like that. Either way, you can say Gil, whatever. I have a feeling I am going to need a starter at some point. We might turn to one of these guys. Maybe. I just don't know if they're going to be good enough. We'll have to wait and see. I did bring in Aaron Bummer as another reliever to help us out. I think it was like 8 mil, 7 mil. Bargain. Great pickup. So I'm liking our bullpen. I'm liking the rotation. You look at the lineup. I brought back Renfroe. I was looking at Soler. I looked at the numbers between Renfroe and Soler. Very identical. The only difference was Soler's contact, vision, and discipline. Like some of his hitting stats were decreasing. Renfroe's, the only thing that went down was his power versus right and his contact versus right. Everything else stayed the same. So I felt like for the same price, let's bring back Renfroe, and then Soderstrom gets in the lineup along with Muncy and Poisson getting called up to the bigs as well. So we've got a little bit of kind of a shakeup with the roster, but not too much. If anything, it makes us a little bit better. Let's do it. I mean, like this has got to be the year, right? Right? 94 and 68, we are in the postseason as a wild card team. And the reason I'm going to say this as a wild card team is because the Astros kind of insane. At the trade deadline, they had 80 wins. Let's go see how many games they won. 114. So they tied the record for most wins in the league ever. And let me show you their team. So Tucker, Bregman, Jordan, Pete Alonso, Altuve, Jesus Aguilar had a crazy season. Noelvi Marte, Corey Lee, and Pedro Leon. Like, that's great. Solid. Bench looks okay too. But then you've got Urias, McCullers, Garcia, Urquidy, DeGrom. And then Valdez and Syndergaard just coming out of the bullpen with Javier, Rosenthal, Hand, Alvarado, Brian Abreu, and Josh Hader. What? Do you understand? This is not fair at all. This is gross. This is cheating. I can't beat this. There's just no way. Okay, so yeah, besides that, like 94 wins, would have won us the East. Wouldn't have won the Central, which is okay, that's fine. Would have won the East in the National League. Wouldn't have won us the Central here. Wouldn't have won this. But like, okay, so we're a playoff team. Pretty comparable to the other teams around the league. League leaders, Giolito, once again, fantastic for us. And then we take a look at awards. No awards, sadly, but Jordan is MVP. Tatis, MVP on the other side, which is crazy because Pete Alonso won the MVP in the National League last year. Came second to his new teammate, Jordan, this year. Cy Young goes to McCullers. Astros. 2 players on our team are in the mix for the Cy Young here, and then Nola on the other side. 2 Cubs actually on the other side for the Cy Young. Soto and Jordan are the batting title winners. Brett Martin is the reliever of the year, beating out Josh Hader and Josh Stallmont, and then Minter on the other side for reliever of the year. Brett Beatty, I think it's Beatty, wins rookie of the year, and then so does Tristan Casas. Tyler Soderstrom in the mix as well, so that's unfortunate. I think the home runs and the RBIs kind of played a part as to why, but it's good to see Soderstrom in the mix. So it looks like Ginn got sent down. I don't know why. That's a good season. That's a really good season. How did he compare? I mean, I see why Hoagland got called up for 22 innings, but at the same time, I don't know, man. I don't know, man. Let me just make that adjustment right now. Call him up just because he had the whole season. Let's not take it away from him. He was solid. Lakins, how were you this year? Why did you get sent down? Who got called up instead? Swanson, no thank you. Did you even pitch this year? You didn't. Last year you were garbage, hence why you're not on the roster this year. Either way, gotta do a little tough loving. How else are we supposed to get our point across? Anyways, we've looked at Ginn, pretty solid. Like to see it. Next up, Ashby, improved from last year. Love to see it. Give him more innings. Give him some time to adjust, get into the flow of things. There we go. Kirby Lewis, the man from has to be Central Illinois in the middle of nowhere, doing the business, the cowboy, whatever you want to call him. He is a baller. A baller. Next up, Lakins was great. Bummer. Little bit of a bummer, not going to lie. And then Jimenez, again, really solid in the holding role, setup role, whatever you want to call it. And then Jordan Hicks, just got to have some faith in him. There we go. Love to see it. And then you take a look at our starters. We've got Giolito, the former Cy Young winner. Great season. Almost better than last year. You could say better than last year. Shane Baz right behind him. Brilliant. Surprisingly fantastic throughout this entire rebuild so far. You got Irvin, same thing. Really good. Super consistent. And then Eel is just not really doing it for me, huh? Just doesn't want to put a season together. Oh. Let's get our players back. Lineup wise, Ironman off the bench. You know what? He's not a bad bench bat. Hangner Sierra, not as good as he was last year. Muncy, not bad. Not bad. Got 100 at bats. Not terrible. That's not great. And Shea Langeliers has his best season off the bench, so not bad to see either. That's like I'm happy with that. Akil Baddoo continues to just be really solid in this leadoff role. I only have him in versus righties because he's very, very, very bad versus lefties. So there's that. We've got Adames who, yeah, power numbers definitely dropped a little bit, but on base percentage isn't bad. So like I'm not too upset with that at all. Judge, great numbers, love to see it. Torkelson killed it. Love that we got him. Crazy pickup by us. Renfroe, definitely not as good as last year, but still 24 home runs. As a DH, we can work with that. Glaber's still putting up crazy good numbers. Love to see it. Gorman, slowly getting there. He's still only 24. Soderstrom was almost rookie of the year. So really, I mean, those are actually pretty good numbers too. Let's see what his attributes are looking like. Really well-rounded. Like really well-rounded. And then Pache kind of took a step back once again. Which sucks. Hate to see that. Hate to say that. But team's looking great. Postseason time. Gonna have to probably face the Astros. That's gonna suck. So who are we gonna play? The White Sox. We win, and now we gotta take on the Astros. No. All right, we gotta win this one or this one. If we don't, it's over. Game over. Actually, I didn't realize that I put Giolito in the 2 spot. Let's I kind of messed that up a little bit. All right, it's got to be done. We win that one. Okay, which gives us Giolito here. We lose. We win, man. All right. Do we play this one? Because it's an elimination game. I think we do. Or quick sim it. All right. Luis Eel is supposed to take the mound here. Gil, whatever. We're going to put Baz on the mound. Pache is not leading off. Why is he leading off? Let's put Adames there. Maybe put Renfroe there. Drop everybody down a little bit. Go like that. I mean, whatever happens here, I feel like we're kind of screwed. Like this team is just too good, and they probably had this team locked up for a few years. Like this is a tough matchup. Like this is a really tough matchup. Like honestly, this team is better than what the Dodgers have in real life, which is crazy to think about. Like this team is nutty. 2-2 in terms of hits. Like it's still Jeremy Ironman's going deep. That's gonna be our run, and then Willy Adames brings in another double play. That's big for us. That's huge. 2-0 lead. I'm liking what I'm seeing, and like I feel like 1 or 2 more runs is needed though, like just to really put the icing on the cake, the cherry on top of that. The double there's big. Can we bring it in? We can't. Please just keep it going. Things are looking great. First and second, we got to bring in one of these. We got to bring in one. Fielder's choice, 1-run scores. There's good. That's great. Fly out. Okay, Shane Baz closed the door. A complete game shutout for Shane Baz in an elimination game to play the Detroit Tigers. So now, wow. Okay, let's go like this, like that, and then yeah, like that. I guess that's what we're doing. We win, we lose, we win, we win, we lose, we win. We're in the World Series. Let's do it. Giolito here, which is good. I like that. Then Baz, then Irvin. Caprillion flips with Luis there. And this is how we rock the World Series. I'll put myself in the top corner so I don't close or cover any of the games in the corner. We win, we lose, we win for the World Series. There it is. That is what I'm talking about. That last game against the Astros was crazy. And the awards here, Glaber's your MVP, both the playoff and the World Series. It looks like he had a crazy World Series, by the way. Holy cow, 4 home runs in the World Series. Pitching wise, Caprillion, man, talk about a really unsung, like a big unsung hero, like crazy good. Same thing with Irvin. Look at those numbers. Our 2 best pitchers in the postseason. What about our bullpen? Kirby Lewis, 13 shutout innings with 14 strikeouts. Wow, that's huge. Jimenez was good in 4. Jordan Hicks not as good. And then lineup wise, what do we got here? Adames was good with 4 home runs. Judge with 4 home runs. Renfroe with 4 home runs. Glaber had 5 throughout the postseason, 4 of them being in the World Series. Wow. Okay. Even Soderstrom looks decent. That's a team. I knew as soon as we beat the Astros, we really had a chance to win it this year. And that's how we did it. I mean, that team was stacked, and the fact that we were able to beat them on a complete game shutout by Shane Baz, insane. And that's where it ends. I hope you enjoyed it. Thumbs up if you did. Subscribe if you're new and enjoyed it. And in the comment section, let me know what you thought of today's rebuild and what other rebuilds you want to see in the future. I'll catch you all in the next one. Peace.